So this is The Secret of Weepstone, which, this was a recommendation by, Lane with T, who vouched for it. And you know what? I read a little bit about it. It's like, you know, it's like classic, like, D&D kind of feeling to it. Very, like, not just like, you know, like, dungeon crawler and whatnot. It's also, like, down to, like, the art style as well. Because, like, if you look at some of the older edition stuff, like, it is, you know, very black and white, very, very heavy on the line work. And it just looked, you know, it's a different vibe for sure. IRQ, welcome on in. New model, yeah, I know. I'm very excited. Very excited to finally be able to show this off. I can finally no longer be a PNG tuber. I'll be a PNG tuber when it, you know, aesthetically fits. But let's dive right into this game. This is only the demo, so...
Nestled in the shadow of its imposing, now abandoned keep, sits the dwindling river.
The game's not fully out yet.
Weepstone. But things were not always so. For in times gone by, a man from the east, known only as Raal, grew to power, waging a relentless campaign westward. After crossing the mountains into the kingdom of Talesworth, he established his seat of power and constructed a stronghold from which to oversee his lands. He called this stronghold Weepstone Keep. Many wondered what compelled this mysterious and seemingly unstoppable warrior to end his bloody campaign in this place. But the
Arrow to the knee.
good to Weepstone and its people, their harvests unfailingly robust, and their industries the envy of neighbors both near and far. However,
Alright, well thank you for lurking, thank you for stopping by, and thank you, I worked very hard on this model. I appreciate the compliments.
Byron, and thus began the troubled times. Long past are the seasons of plenty for Weepstone and its people, whose fields now sit barren, the people forsaken by the good fortunes they once took for granted. To the astonishment of many, Byron abandoned Weepstone Keep for a modest manor on a hill near the town, and forbade anyone to return to its halls. Now the town barely survives, mostly as an unwelcome stop along a trade route used by merchants too impatient to travel the hospitable roads of the south. Only the trapped or the desperate continue to call this bleak place their home. Our story begins here, on a night of ill omen, as the people of Weepstone have been called to the tavern for reasons unknown.
Good people of Weepstone, I've summoned you here to discuss a matter of grave importance. My brother and your lord, Byron, has fallen ill.
Like how everyone is just staring at you like, who invited you to the party?
He is rarely conscious. His nights are fraught with fevered dreams and terrible nightmares. The healers know not what ails him. In his half-waking state, he mumbles incoherently of Weepstone Keep, the castle that our father built, our childhood home. I can only hope that it is there where answers may lie. Are there any among you willing to delve into that forsaken place to find the source of Byron's torment? I will not lie, there is undoubtedly great danger waiting for any who venture there, in the form of both man and beast. While the keep and its contents have been forbidden since our exile, I hereby decree that any brave enough to take on this task may enter, explore, and importantly, keep what they may find within its walls. Who among you will take up this duty? I need 6 volunteers. Please, I would rather not have my hand forced to choose.
Oh, we get to pick these people, alright. Alright. I'm feeling this guy, the kid. Okay, let's actually check to see what each of them are. The kid. No one's sure where the kid is from. He's never spoken a word to anyone. Only those new to town would be unwise enough to leave anything valuable unattended when he's nearby. So he becomes a thief later. Starla Beverly. Starla has known the day she would die since she was a child. At least, that's what her cultist parent taught her. She ran away to avoid being their ritual sacrifice, and maybe avoid her fate. She becomes an elf? I forgot that was a thing. I forgot. Yeah, fun fact. In older editions of D&D, elf was not a race. It was a class. New model. New model looks great. Thank you so much, Lainey. Welcome on in. I've worked very hard on this model. I'm going to be saying this a lot during this stream. I'm very proud of it. Very, very proud of it. Tugger Barnes. Tugger Barnes looks rough for whatever age he actually is, and depending on the time of day, only half sober at best. But Tugger will tell you that any day now, he's got a plan to turn it around. He also becomes a thief later. Tatum Harlow. It would be easy to write Tatum off as a moron if it weren't for the fact that occasionally he's shockingly smart. However, the townsfolk have generally decided that every village needs an idiot, and sometimes they volunteer. I like how village idiot is a background. He becomes a fighter later. Interesting. Della Graham. In her youth, Della was a housekeeper for Lord Brian's father Rawl at Weepstone Keep. She now spends her time gardening with her husband Egbert, and is known affectionately as Madella to the children of the town. She becomes a cleric. I did a great job. I'm so happy to hear that. You have no idea. I poured a lot of time into making this, and I'm glad I was able to like get this done like at the start of 2026. Alright, there's Egbert. Egbert once served as the cook for Lord Brian's father at Weepstone Keep. He loves only two things, his wife, Della, and a perfectly cooked meal. Though mostly retired, he's been known to dust off his knives for a feast day. He becomes a magic user. Not a wizard, but a magic user. Definitely not a sorcerer. Alright, Nixon Webb. Nixon is an elf and a baker in name only, as her shop was burned to the ground by a spurned lover. She's been trying everything that she can to raise the funds to rebuild, unsuccessfully so far. Alright, we can't play this one in the demo, but we're still going to check out all these guys. Ray Watt. Ray Watt is a middle-aged dwarven blacksmith, exiled from the capital city of Halesworth for crafting items forbidden by the Guild of Artificers. When asked about his peg leg, the story changes every time. He becomes a dwarf. I mean, again, it's like one of those like old edition kind of quirks of they're not races, they're classes. Just like how vampires a class. I think they did something like that in Metopia, that, you know, kind of like as a nod to that. How about you? Ewan Abelthorn. Ewan is a merchant of clearly good breeding, and remarkably successful. The most confusing thing about him is why he chooses to remain in Weepstone. The answer to which he knows alone, and he becomes a magic user later as well. Fox would be proud. Glassdale would be proud. I can't wait to show this off to the both of them. I just need to get like a good like you know, like a good showcase video of this. It's in the works. It's on the back burner along with a lot of, and I mean a lot of different projects. You'd be surprised how much I put off to the side. Okay, what about you? Elton is the best carpenter for leagues around and truly, deeply hates carpentry. That may be why he's known to have a strong personality, but he's young even for a dwarf, so it's hard to tell. He becomes a dwarf later. VR chat MMD World Dance Time. I might just do that, honestly. I think that would be better. I mean, I did that with Modest and also like get a couple of nice screenshots in the process. Good for stuff to draw later on. All right, I'm very curious what you're about. Dalton Cockburns. Dalton was born in Weepstone and has never once set foot more than a league from the town. Since childhood, he's rambled to anyone who would listen about the coming doom that haunts his dreams, and he becomes a cleric. I know with like some of the unnatural clipping, when it comes to that, for like using those dance rolls, sometimes those dances are actually kind of janky. Like some of the animations might be janky, so it can be a little bit hard to tell with like the clipping and whatnot. But I definitely know that this one has sitting issues. I fixed them, but I have to like go back into the project and update the model. I just didn't have time to sneak that in before this stream. Okay. Kaylin Quinn. Once known as the Songbird of Trent, Kaylin's promising career as a bard was tragically derailed when she shattered her fretting hand in a bar fight and was forced to resentfully seek out less discerning audiences. Right, becomes a halfling. Eva Elselstone. Elstone? Eva is loved by all those who know her, and in the minds of many, could do no wrong. That was until she fed spoiled oats to Lord Brian's favorite mare, killing the beast and losing her job as the stable hand, and she becomes a magic user later. I'm very curious, like, how that works with, like, some of these classes. Like, obviously, like, these two are gonna, like, you know, you do some, like, stupid shit and you become a thief. Like, yeah. But stuff like the magic users where it's like, how are you a magic user? Is it just like you would just have the gift? Okay, so I want the village idiot.
Okay. What's the keep?
We're gonna need a cleric. I wish I could take him. I really wish I could just take the madman, but I can't. We'll take Della.
I'll go. I'm not as young as I once was, but maybe my years at the keep will be of some help.
Where you go, I go. I love. You know that.
Alright, so I have to get Egbert along with him. Interesting. I kind of like that where it's just like, oh, by the way, if you take this character, you gotta take this character as well. Is it exactly 6?
I said I would stick to plows and horseshoes. But I still know how to swing a hammer. I'll go.
You have my axe. So it looks like, yeah, there's in the demo, like, it specifically tells you that these specific 6 are the ones that you're stuck with.
It is beyond me to make this choice. this path has already been chosen for me.
And honestly, like the plot setup so far, and just the vibes, Darkest Dungeons comes to mind. That is a game I need to finish
The
sometime.
unlikely party set out for the keep, arriving at the gates just as the evening light began to fail.
Ooh, that looks really neat. I like that this is like full on 3D. Also, again, wearing its inspirations on its sleeves with like the old school like module books and whatnot. All right. I was kind of expecting this to be kind of like what's it called? Ooh. A metal scepter that calls to the mind of Rawl family crest. It looks like it belongs to something. Take it. Put it in my pocket right here. Let's look at everybody's stats. Let's see, you're strength based. That makes sense. Also strength based. Intelligent too. Not very good on the charisma. That makes sense for a village idiot. Not very strong, but aligns with chaos. Okay. Chaos. Okay. Very dexterous. That makes sense for a thief. You're a little oh yeah, you're a magic user, so intelligence being your highest thing is probably good. You're the cleric, so it makes sense that wisdom is high. I'm still trying to think of the game I was kind of expecting this to be like Grimrock. Yes, Grimrock. With like the four, where like you're all chained together in like a 2x2 fashion, and you have to march through the dungeon in such a way, and you have like your front row and your back row. I'm really impressed with like this with like that cross-hatching effect. That's really neat. That is super cool. Press M to see the map of your location. Very neat. Yeah. Oh yeah, this is hitting that that tabletop RPG itch. Loving it. Here.
This stately but smaller hall seems to have served as a gallery of sorts. Crumbled detritus of carved busts and toppled plinths lie in shambles across the floor. The only remnants that hint at the original grandeur of this place are the large tapestries that still hang on the opposing walls, dominating the space.
See what we got here. That's pretty neat. That's actually pretty beautiful. There is so much you can just do with just black and white. It's amazing. Yeah, that also looks really good too. Holy crap.
party lifts with their combined might, but can do little to move the steel portcullis. There must be another way.
So we can't go that way. Right here. Okay, so we went in a circle. That's okay.
One can only assume the formidable visage on this statue is Rahl himself. There seems to be something missing from this statue's hand, as though it's meant to grip an object.
Like a scepter? Like a scepter?
The scepter snaps into place with a satisfying click.
I don't think there's going to be any traps. Ability tests are based on a character's attribute such as wisdom or strength. The character must roll under a percentage based on the difficulty of the check. For example, if there is a 30% chance of success, they must roll a 30 or less. Sometimes a roll is done in private by the dungeon master, so the player will not know if they succeeded or fail. Taking 1 damage from the needle, however, the arm continues moving. I need to get into the habit of like hiding dice rolls more often. When I host my games, I tend to be a little bit more open-handed of like just saying like, yeah, that works. Or if they're about to like, you know, waste a perfectly good like hero point, I'll be like, are you sure you want to do that? You sure you don't want to like save that, you know, for a check that's not even like relevant to what you're doing? Small vial filled with a crimson liquid, faintly glowing. When consumed, it restores 1 to 6 hit points. Alright. I'm gonna give it to our fighter here. Where are you? Some items such as potions and scrolls are expendable. To use them, right-click them in your inventory and select use. Many items are only usable during combat. When an item is used during combat, it will end that character's turn. So it's a full action to use an item. Got it.
One can only assume the formidable visage on this statue is Rahl himself. The left hand holds a small shield, while the right hand holds a lion-headed scepter. The arm seems to be designed to act as a lever and is already in the down position.
Right. Okay. Yeah, let's just head down. Why not? That goes back up. What's in this door?
The large forge at the center of this room seems long dormant, but the smell of coke and coal still permeates every inch. Crates, barrels, and scattered ashes are scant reminders that this was once the beating heart of the keep.
Smells of Coca-Cola. Oh, I need an item for this. Do nothing. A dense rectangular bar of refined steel ready for forging into weapons, armor, and or tools. You go into the smith's hand. Yeah, you. Oh, they each got a health potion. Or is it a shared inventory? Actually, it looks like it's a shared inventory. I like that.
You've already got one of those.
Yeah, what if I want another one? 500 ingots. Imagine. I could weigh myself down with that.
You lean in, lighting the forge with your torch. It is indeed lit, but only just. The forge begins heating up as you pump the bellows, but the embers remain quite cold.
Can I grab another one? Yes, I can.
That item doesn't seem to work.
I think I might need like a mold.
As more air pumps into the forge, you begin. The forge is as hot as it's going to get. As the steel ingot melts, the molten steel flows into the indentation and drains out through a hole. You seem to be missing something.
I see. So I do need a mold. Oh, I could just straight up just keep melting these things. Okay.
As the steel ingot
So I don't have
melts,
to repeat the process each time. Good thing we got a box of these.
a filthy, disheveled man holding a knife cowers in the corner while eyeing you cautiously. Makeshift bedding and various personal effects lie in disarray. The smell is pungent.
Damn, you live like this?
What are you lot doing in here?
We're on a mission on behalf of the Lord of Weepstone, or his brother at least.
Curse that place and everyone in it. Like them bastards were more than happy to see the back of old Krieg.
But we came from Weepstone?
Well, I guess there's no accounting for taste. So, mysterious wanderers, what can someone like old Krieg do for you?
Have you found anything out of the ordinary in the keep?
Other than all the creatures who want me dead, nothing in particular. No.
There's safety in numbers. You shouldn't be in here alone. Would you like to join our party?
Sure. If you'll, have old Krieg.
Okay. See, this is how you get party members. You just ask politely. Well, happy to join you. What's your deal? You're an exile. Not much is known of Krieg's history apart from his exile from Weepstone. What is he hiding? Krieg is a latent thief. You have anything? No. To move a character in your party, okay. Click the move button to initiate a swap and choose which character you'd like to swap with. I really don't want to, like, swap with anyone, really. Like, sorry, but this guy is not, he's got not very good stats. He's got good strength, but like his everything else is like ugh.
The smith's quarters are Spartan and humble, but must have once been a comfortable respite from the heat and ringing of the forge after a long day's labors.
A small hardened clay mold carefully shaped to cast a metal key. Perfect. What's this?
Yeah, I'm a daft blasted idiot. I just can't seem to keep my head on straight anymore these days. 1. Reforged the armory key for the 3rd time this year. 2. Finish up Larona's set of fancy daggers. 3. Ask the apothecary about these blasted nightmares.
You good, Krieg? Or is that just the character reading it? Hold on. Does it change for each character?
Yeah, I'm a daft blasted idiot.
No. Okay. Oop. And... and there we go, we got a key.
As the ingot begins to melt, the steel slowly oozes into the mold. After a few minutes, the newly forged key is just barely cool enough to handle.
Small key forges steel. I could make many keys. I wanted to.
As the ingot begins,
You know, just a spare just in case. You never know. Okay. Went up. We haven't explored the west side of this place. Well, let's do that.
this door is wedged shut by the damp and refuses to open despite your best efforts.
Oh, we can swap between characters to see. Oh, Kree could do it. The cook, honestly. Ooh. Krieg throws himself at the door to no avail, taking 1 point of damage in the process. Oof.
Spartan beds and matching foot chests hint at this room's use as a barrack of some kind. The ravages of looters and time have been unkind, leaving it in shambles.
You know what, just for funsies.
This
Let's
door
see.
is wedged shut.
Come on, Krieg, you can do it. You can do it. You got
This
this.
door is wedged shut by the damp.
It's gonna be so funny if he dies from breaking a door down. Oh, would have been so funny. It would have been so funny.
These quarters were clearly reserved for a captain or leader of the keep's guard. The contents of this room appear mostly untouched over the years, as various papers and a book sit undisturbed upon a wooden desk.
Crackling parchment infused with arcane energy. When unfurled, it unleashes a bolt of searing lightning upon its target, doing 1d4 damage. Right?
My thoughts of late are greatly troubled, and my faith in our Lord falters. That priestess, Lerona, and her jealously guarded activities beneath the keep bring me great concern. If the captain of his Lord's Guard is not permitted to venture below to the Undercroft, one can only imagine why.
In here. A sling. Alright. Trying to think, who would be good for a sling? Maybe Krieg. Then I'll give loaded teddy bear. The fabric casing of a stuffed bear filled with metal pellets. It swings like a flail. Interesting. Yeah, there we go. Ooh, a rusty spear. This would be good on our fighter. Actually, you know what? This would be good for our dwarf. Oh.
The sound of small boots disturbs the quiet
Oh,
of the room.
goblins.
As small figures burst forth from the haphazard barricade. They brandish crude weapons and seem particularly intent on defending their hideout.
First, we will roll initiative to see who goes first. Your dice are black, and the enemy's dice are green. Your party is arranged in up to 3 rows, front, middle, and back. Characters using melee weapons can only attack enemies directly in front of them. Reach weapons, spears, can attack up to 2 rows away, and range weapons, slings, can attack at any distance. Now choose an enemy with, and a d20 will be rolled. The result must be higher than the enemy's armor class to hit. Some modifiers may be added, such as strength or weapon bonuses. Ooh, that's pretty good. I'm just throwing like these huge, comically huge dice at these guys. This character is not in the front row, but they have a close range weapon equipped. Use equip. Up. Up. Changing equipment uses the character's action. Now close the inventory screen. Okay. Yes. I understand why you have had the sling. Yes. You can attack. Eh. Nine hits, wow. Attack rolls must meet or exceed the defender's armor class in order to hit. So their armor class is just straight up 9? That's a miss. That's gonna be a hit. I did notice that, like, I guess, like, poorly made weapons will actually subtract from, from the total. Nice. Give me one moment. I gotta adjust the volume. If I can. Options. Oh, I can change the dice speed. All right. Faster, faster. Let's see what faster, faster looks like. Ooh, a dagger.
A grinding noise, followed by the sound of metal scraping on stone, echoes from deep within the keep.
Okay, let me adjust my inventory. You have the heritage sword. You got a sling. I don't have many ranged weapons, unfortunately. Although I could do that. That way she's protected. Hi, Glasdale. Welcome on in. You're proud of me. You like the new model? I'm very proud of it. I'm very, very amused with it.
A foul odor
Thank you.
pervades this place. A smell so heinous it is beyond description. A sitting board runs the length of the far wall with 3 openings. Despite the buzzing flies, you hear the faintest sound of rushing water that seems to be coming from the farthest hole.
You know, it's hard to tell, but like I'm hoping that's just blood. I'm hoping that's blood and not, you know, shit. Oh god. Am I really
As
gonna
you
check the
approach middle of
toilets?
the tree, you are blasted by an odor beyond words. You have no choice but to back away.
Okay, where are we going? What's next? Up here?
This door is not locked, but it...
Listen.
No discernible sounds come from beyond the door.
Break it
You
down.
attack the door, but fail to cause any significant... You attack the door. You attack. You attack the... You attack. You attack.
Look, I'm just
attack.
simulating
You attack the...
the
attack the...
the
You
the
attack
basics
the door, but
of
fail to cause any...
of D&D.
You attack.
Just
You
break
attack
everything. Just attack everything.
You attack the door.
For the longest time, there was a running gag when I first started like DMing for a group. There was like a person that kept intimidating the doors, and of course that's not gonna work because of the door, and just tell them like the door has nothing to fear from you. And it stands defiantly, mocking you.
The party lifts with their
Okay, so they can't lift that. So that means I must continue from here. Somewhere. Well, hold on, I got a key. I made a key for a reason. It's not for this door?
This door is not locked. You attack the... No discernible sound.
Okay, after attacking it, nothing happens. Got it. There's no thing in there. Oh, I can look at the
Depicted
murals.
in the mural that spans the length of this side of the hall is the silhouette of a man standing in front of what looks like a calm pool of water. Though at first it appears to be merely a pool in a cavern, the exacting geometric carvings that decorate the hewn stone walls are of unsettling design. Before you spans a great mural dominating the entire stretch of wall. A man, most likely Rahl himself, sits astride his great warhorse. He brandishes an outstretched sword at the body of a fallen foe, flanked by his imposing host.
Made a key for a reason. Wait, there's something down here.
This door is locked and...
There we go.
Your entrance
Ew.
startles the large, scuttling creature that seems to have been nibbling
Ew.
on what remains of an axe blade. It rears up in surprise, emitting an eerie, chittering noise.
I really hope you're not a rust monster. I just hope you're just a big, nasty cockroach. Oh no. Iron belly. Frequency rare. What? Ouch. I'm guessing this is supposed to be a rust monster. With a name like Iron Belly, yeah, I think that says it all. So it looks like it gets 2 attacks. It doesn't do that as much damage though. Ooh. Yay.
The earthy smell of rusting metal and leather gone to rot fill this chamber that clearly once served as an armory. Mouldering armor and rusting weapons sit in chaotic piles, strewn without care and long forgotten.
Yeah, so it's been eating the weapons.
These weapons have been corroded beyond use by the Iron Belly's fetid bile.
Small shield. Yeah, we'll give it to you. Another small shield. We'll give it to you. Morning Star. Spear. Lever.
A grinding noise, followed by the sound of metal scraping on stone, echoes from deep within the keep.
I think we took care of the 2 things that were blocking our way. That would be right here.
A large, barren courtyard opens before you, complete with mature trees and cobblestone walkways. As you cross the threshold, a sprinkling of pebbles and dust rain down from above.
Uh-oh. Oh no!
From atop the towering walls surrounding the courtyard, a group of screeching kobolds vault the parapets and descend upon you.
Alright. I'm not gonna let a bunch of kobolds beat me. Get bopped. Ooh. Really wish I could have more ranged weapons. They're very, yeah, they're kind of imp-like in this. A little bit more goblin-esque. But still, you know, you can tell, like, hey, these are their own separate thing. Ooh. I can use arcane scrolls at level 0. Interesting. I don't think I can do it on this character. Game, I can't. Game, I can't. I can't. Egbert cannot use... Well, actually, no, he can use magic. He's a latent magic user. But it's not... Oh, I have to use this one. Okay. Never mind. I'll choose a target. Whoopsie. Listen, Magic Missile may be good, but I have something better. It's called Magician's Brick. It's where I put the brick in the sling and then I throw it at you. Some of the more powerful variants exist, such as 500 bricks until you die.
Despite your best efforts. Despite your best efforts.
Alright, I guess we're going through here. Ooh. Who dat?
You there? Who are you that dares enter this sacred place?
We're here on the behalf of Rawl. Whom do we address?
Are you now? That would be quite the surprise. I would see you clearer. Come closer. It would be rude to not introduce myself to guests. I am Laronia, the ever-faithful.
Nice face mace. Very lovely design. Love the screaming aspect of it.
You say you've come on behalf of Byron. How does he fare? Still a craven, I presume?
He's fallen ill, plagued by troubled dreams. You speak of him familiarly. Ugh. That does not roll off the tongue well. Do you know our lord?
I know him well, as he does me. I don't know that he speaks of me often, though.
Sorry. Can't say we've heard of you.
I am untroubled by what fools do not know, but they make such bad company. Time to remedy that.
Oh! Ah! Here are skeletons. Uh-oh. Oh no, Krieg. These skeletons kind of are not particularly good at doing this. Oof. Not good on the rolls tonight. Not this fight. Sometimes these encounters just, you know, play out like that. Everybody misses. It's just, it's embarrassing to look at. It gets nowhere fast. There we go. Rattle him. Please, roll something higher than like a 6 or something, please. Oh. A 10 misses? There we go. Uh-oh. My person, it's been holed. There we go. No damage, wow. Okay. Please, just kill this guy. No. There you go. No, no damage. I can't believe I'm gonna get rattled by some skeletons. Ray, you need to do better. You two, my fighters, are... they can't fight. Okay, so it's either 11 or 12 on their AC, which is pretty... Ooh. Uh-oh. Oh no. Bella's spirit rises from the corpse, spreading glowing wings and holding aloft a divine shield. All party members will forever be under her watchful eye, taking one less point of damage per encounter. Untimely death is not unusual in the lands of Weepstone, and believe it or not, it's not all bad. When the people of Weepstone die, they convey otherworldly boons called mortal favors upon their friends and loved ones. Each character has a unique mortal favor. They vary wildly, and little is known of their origin or cause. That's a very interesting mechanic. Uh-oh. Oh no! Altered Destiny. A quizzical smile forms on Starla's face in her final moment, as though she finally knew the answer to a long-pondered question. The party sees the life of the young woman flash before them, all leading to this moment. Once per combat, the party may re-roll one to hit or damage roll result. Also, getting double credit like that sucks. Nope, I'm not gonna re-roll that. Pop. You gotta move up. Ooh. I love how I get the reroll option. And now they're rolling good, so I don't have to use it. Oof. Rock. No, no rock.
I must have misinterpreted the omens. Today, he calls for me. It matters not. I am only a servant in his grand designs. It has already begun.
And with that, the spark of life fades from the mad priestess, leaving behind naught but a dead-eyed rictus.
Thank you for playing. We hope that you enjoyed the demo or The Secret of Weepstone. This game is a love letter to the art and playstyle of classic RPGs of the 80s that we love so much. The demo represents just a small slice of the adventure and the danger that awaits. Please consider wishlisting the game on Steam. Follow the development of the game on our social media pages. Heck yeah, I love this. This is a very fun game. And you know, I'm also a sucker for tabletop RPG stuff, so you've got my approval. I'll happily be awaiting to see what this game has more in store in the full release. Alright, so I'm gonna take a quick BRB, and we'll be back with more, so hang on tight.